Hello and welcome back to another video anime. Down here we are doing What If Naruto Had Milnoir Part 3. We last left off where Naruto, Kakashi, and Team 7 basically had just started into the first arc, where they go on the mission to fight Zabuza. So yeah, we just got into this arc, and Naruto had just defeated the two assassins that had jumped out of the river with ease. It was like it wasn't even a challenge whatsoever. Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura, and the old man behind them watched as Naruto did that so quick. Keep in mind, Naruto is stronger than Kakashi even. So I think this trip might be a little too easy for Naruto, you could say. Naruto throws back his hammer and says, "Hey Sasuke, hold this." Sasuke grabs the hammer, but he doesn't seem able to lift it. It falls instantly to the ground, so with Sasuke. Naruto laughs. He says, "I guess you're not strong enough." Naruto then lifts it up with his pointy finger and his thumb, saying, "This is pretty easy." Sasuke's like, "Listen, you may be strong, but you're not stronger than me, okay?" says Sasuke. Naruto's like, "Sure I'm not." He laughs. Kakashi's like, "Naruto, how did you use that lightning from that hammer?" Naruto's like, it's Thor modeled, so I modeled it able to take in electricity from the storm and able to shoot it at times. Kakashi's like, "Oh, that's pretty specific," says Kakashi. Naruto's like, yeah. Naruto smiles. He says, it's pretty specific because I really like Thor, so it's pretty much modeled after Thor's hammer. I made it super heavy so I could be the only one to lift it, says Naruto. So they keep on going along this path until Naruto senses something in the leaf. Instead of using his hammer, he grabs a kunai out of his bag and throws it swiftly at a bush. He aimed it just not to hit what's in the bush, but just to scathe it. He scathed a bunny in the bush, barely cutting off a bit of its fur. The bunny seems to run away. Naruto then says, "Somebody's here." Kakashi's like, Kakashi knows, but he's not going to say nothing. But he's going to say, "What do you mean?" "The bunny's white. It's spring. It's the middle of spring. There's no way a snow bunny would be out here, especially not in these days." Kakashi's like, "You're right. Nice observation, kid." Sasuke's like, I noticed that too. Stand your guard." Naruto says, "Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura, you guys should stay back. And guard the old man." Kakashi's like, "Naruto, you're just a genin. You can't be stepping forward like you're a jonin like me." Naruto's like, "Listen, Kakashi, this is no joke. This is Zabuza of the Hidden Mist. I can sense it. I studied on him also. He's a pretty strong ninja. You could say he's as strong as you, Kakashi." Kakashi smiles. He says, "He's not as strong as me, kid. Trust me, I can defeat him." "Yes," Naruto says, "I know, but it will be a difficult fight. Let me handle this. It'll be quicker." Kakashi's like, "Fine." Naruto says, "Get in the middle so we can get him to come down here." Naruto smiles. He says, "It's going to be a great fight." He flips his hammer in the air. Right as they get in the middle, a sword flings. Bing! Naruto clashes with his hammer with a sword. The sword does crack up and break, but what Zabuza does is he slices his arm. The blood that comes off his arm goes onto Zabuza's sword and it seems to regenerate. Naruto then says, Pretty not very surprising coming from one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist," says Naruto. Keep in mind, Naruto's a bit taller too, and he's buff. He's pretty buff. Kind of like Thor, you could say. Naruto then looks at Zabuza in his eye, and Zabuza could sense that Naruto's no joke. Zabuza says, "You're no joke, kid, so I'm gonna have to end this quickly." He grabs the sword and goes for a slice to Naruto. Naruto's like, "Cutting your arm was kind of a dumb move." Naruto then punches Zabuza's arm where he was cut, hurting it even more, then grabbing him and flipping him to the ground. He puts the hammer on Zabuza's chest, causing Zabuza not able to move. He looks at Zabuza and tells him, You're not in my league, especially not for someone like this. The hammer doesn't budge a bit. And then Zabuza says, what's this hammer made out of? I'm using all my chakra possible in order to lift this. What's up with it? Naruto laughs. He says, it's just very, very heavy. Heavier than you can imagine, Naruto says. He lifts it up and then shocks Zabuza. Zabuza's clone Zabuza then emerges into water. Then comes from behind to Naruto and looks like he slices Naruto in his back. But it seems to be an after image from the speed of Naruto, while Naruto hits Zabuza in the back with his hammer. He then grabs Zabuza by his neck and throws Milnoir. He says to Zabuza, this is my special move. Zabuza's like, what's happening? The hammer's gonna come back at high speeds right to your face. Once it enters my hand, your face will pretty much explode from the impact of the hammer. Either you surrender or you die. The hammer starts to come back. Bing! Water falls down, seeming to be another water clone. Kakashi then says, Naruto, do you need any help? That was a water clone. Be careful. Naruto says, I don't need help. I know. I'm just showing him a bit of my strengths for when the real one comes. He'll know not to mess with me. Kakashi smiles. He says, you're a smart one. Kind of like me at a young age. Naruto's like, I'm stronger than you at a young age, says Naruto. The real Zabuza then comes in with the sword of, the sword. I forgot what it's called. It's one of the 7 swords from some Swordsman of the Mist, but I forgot what his sword is called. But yeah, he then comes with a sword. But of course, just like earlier, Naruto stops it. But he doesn't stop it with his hammer, but stops it with his fist. He then grabs the sword out of Zabuza's hand, carries it, and slices towards him. But instead of just slicing it, he throws it. Zabuza catches it, slashing Naruto in his back a bit, as it seemed. It turns out that was also an after image, as Naruto jumps in the air and throws his hammer at Zabuza's face and grabs it, knocking Zabuza out, the real one, at that. But before Naruto grabs Zabuza, 3 needles are thrown at Zabuza's neck. They look up, and it seems to be one of the Anbu from the Hidden Mist. She then says, I'll take it from here. He's dead. I'll take him back to the Hidden Mist. Naruto then touches his pulse, and it seems that he's actually dead. But Naruto deep down knows that he's not dead and that this was no fluke. Naruto then says, take him back. But you're a mist ninja. But you're a mist Anbu. Doesn't seem right. Usually, if they're out to assassinate people, they use those needles to burn them up and shrivel their bodies up, and they die. Taking him back. The Miss Anbu then says, Zabo has much on his mind, and he may wake up, and if he does, we'll have him in our grasp. Besides, he has much information, and it's too much information to be given to a leaf. Naruto then throws his hammer at the tree branch she's on, not to the point where she falls off, but he then says, if I figure out you're lying, I'll kill you. And then Naruto says, take him. He grabs him and throws him at Haku. You could say, yeah, it's Haku. I'm not even going to try to hide it. But yeah, he grabs him and throws it at Haku. Says, listen, we're going to go to this bridge, and if I find out you guys come back, you'll both be dead by my hands alone. Naruto looks back at Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura and the old man and says, let's go, as his eyes sparkle lightning. But they didn't seem to notice nobody but Kakashi. Kakashi then in his mind says, there's something up with this kid. Whatever. Let's go, says Naruto. They walk all the way to this village. Seems to be the village where the old man lives, and his kids are there. The old man says, we'll stay here for the night, and tomorrow we'll go and start building up the bridge. Naruto says, that's cool. Kakashi then says to Naruto, hey, listen, Naruto. I'm the leader of this mission. You may think you're stronger or say you're stronger than me, or you may be. But listen, Naruto, I'm the leader of this mission, so I'll be making the demands from now on. Naruto says, I understand, but if I see those guys come back, I'm killing them, and I don't want you guys in my way. Kakashi says, agreeable. So they go to sleep that night, but before they go to sleep, of course they have dinner. Naruto then sees the brat in his house talking about how his life sucks and that ninjas shouldn't exist, yada yada yada. Naruto then goes up to this kid's room and punches him in his face and tells him stop being a brat. All people have horrible lives. Then Naruto explains his story to the kid. Listen, kid. Well, the kid already explained the story to Naruto. Listen, kid. Your dad may have died, but I wish I didn't have a dad. My dad and mother abandoned me and put me in this horrible house while they're super rich. They live rich, and every time they come over to beat me, hit me, and talk bad about me. I wish I was dead sometimes. I even wish they were dead sometimes. But listen, kid, you don't have to be a brat and be rude to people just because of your mistakes. That makes people want to punch you just like I did right now. And when I tell you, kid, I could have punched your face off, I could have done so. Listen, kid, I may seem like a nice guy from far, but up close, I can be rude as I want to. Author's note. So yeah, Naruto's not nice like he is in the original. He's determined, but he's not determined to be a Hokage or anybody. Naruto's determined to become he wants to be a true god in this one, okay? So you need to understand, he's not here to be some little Hokage. He's here to be a god, because that's what he is. Naruto's a god, and you have to think Naruto's not nice. His backstory is, I would say his backstory in this one is worse than in the original. Yeah, in the original, Naruto's both parents had died, but like, he didn't have to deal with any strict things. He didn't have to deal with getting beat on his whole life. Look, Naruto didn't have anybody to neglect him. You know what I'm saying? These parents neglected him. He had people that he thought he could trust, and then but they neglect him and treat him bad and beat him. People around the village even beat him in this one. They didn't treat Naruto as bad as in the original. They think Naruto's a little chump because of his weakness. But growing up, it didn't really affect Naruto much because of his strength, durability, and speed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now let's get back into that. He then grabs the kid's shirt. He says, listen, I ever hear you being a brat again, I'll kick your butt. Trust me, kid. Look, you seem like a bright kid, alright? He says, you seem like a bright kid. All I need to tell you is, look, don't be a brat, and I won't kick your butt. Next time I see you, I want to see you be a strong young man. Somewhat like me, but that's not gonna happen. He then goes in the kid's ears. He says, I'm a god, and then flashes his eyes. And then the kid listens and he bows. He says, I'm sorry, I won't be a brat. The little kid says, Naruto smiles and he walks away. He then peeps back and he says, don't tell anybody I said that. By the way, Naruto then walks out of the room as you see Kakashi on the ceiling in the hallway. Wasn't noticed by Naruto as he was hiding himself. So, this kid is different. He is God, after all. And that's the real deal. Milnoir, says Kakashi. He's a great ally for the Leaf. Kakashi said, so I won't be saying anything anytime soon, Kakashi says. Well, I guess this mission's gonna be a breeze. They then they go to sleep and then they make it to the bridge the next day. At the bridge, it seems pretty nice until the bridge starts to fog up out of nowhere. Naruto then flies up into the air. He says, yes, he literally flies up into the air. Then they, like, he's like using this out of no confusion. Like, he's just gonna give him an explanation now. He doesn't care whatsoever. He then yells, they're back! Kakashi, Sasuke, Sakura, guard the old man. They're back, and I'll kill him. Sasuke says, Naruto, don't be stupid. You have to make sure you're okay. Naruto looks at Sasuke and flashes lightning in his eyes. He says, I'm gonna be fine. Okay? You need to understand. And for these guys saying, damn, Naruto's being real messed up right now. You know what I'm saying? He's being real, naughty. He's being greedy because, like, how can I say? He's trying to get through his first mission perfectly fine, and these guys are trying to ruin it. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Naruto then senses something. Some ice-chilling moments. And he senses Haku. Bing! Hammer. Straight to the head of Haku. Right back. But it doesn't knock Haku all the way out, as she did use as much force as possible to put chakra in her head, on that part, to guard herself from being badly hurt. But of course it didn't work as well as she thought, so she is pretty injured as well. Naruto then goes down and grabs her by the neck. She says, "What are you going to do? Throw that hammer?" Naruto says, "No. I'm going to do this." He then jumps up in the air super high and slams her to the ground. Boom! She slammed her by the neck to the... I said her. I mean him. I keep forgetting Haku's a boy. Oh my gosh. But yeah, slams Haku by the neck to the ground. Haku's over there choking. She's pretty much gone. But yeah, Naruto walks away and she looks back at Kakashi and says, "Look, I'm not going to kill her. Not yet, at least. But if she gets up, I need you guys to handle it." Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura, then they nod. And then Kakashi says, "I'm the leader, though. What the heck?" Well, he's not all like that. He says, "But I'm the leader." You know how Kakashi be sometimes when he's like complaining. He's like, "Whatever." And yeah, he stands his guard. Naruto says, "I'm looking for Zabuza. That chump's gotta go." Bing, bing, bing. He's throwing his hammer around everywhere, hitting water clones. And Naruto then says, "His chakra must be exceeded. He's not that much of a beast to have that much chakra. He's pretty much all out. There's no more water clones." Boom! The next one he hits in the stomach, and it seems to be Zabuza. He then hits Zabuza with the back of his foot to the face. Zabuza then charges forward at Naruto and says, "I'm gonna kill you!" It seems to have hidden, but it seems to be another after image. Naruto backflips and he just charges the hammer into Zabuza's stomach and then places it on his chest. He says, "You're the real one, so it won't be phasing through water anytime soon." Naruto says, "What will I do with you?" Naruto then grabs the hammer but stomps on Zabuza's chest. He raises the hammer up in the air and lightning strikes his hammer. The hammer seems to be glowing with lightning and he points it down to Zabuza's face. And then we go straight back to Haku. Zabuza's dead. That's all I gotta say. He's dead. Okay, he's dead. His face ain't blow up or nothing like that. Nah. He's just done. Like, his life ended because of that. So many shockwaves, like so many electric shot to his brain, causing him to die. So Zabuza's dead. Naruto seems to walk back, and he said, with like dragging Zabuza. He places him in front of Haku. He says, "This is your master, huh? You're that, how can I say? You're that desperate to save him. He must be pretty important to you, huh?" Naruto says, "What do you think of this?" He places dead Zabuza on the ground next to Haku, and Haku says, "No!" He screams, "Zabuza! He was my only point into living." So Haku says, Naruto's like, "Is that so, huh? Finish the job then." Finish the job. Haku then gets up. She says, "No, I'm gonna resurrect Zabuza." She then makes a whole ice portrait, with the mirrors and all around Kakashi and all of them. Kakashi, the old man, Sasuke and Sakura, and Naruto. Naruto laughs. He says, "This chump ice? Hey, strong enough for my hand not to go through it without much force." Naruto says, "I'm just gonna see what this can do." Kakashi thinks back. He says, "Hey, I've read something about this, Naruto. Be careful." "Sasuke, Sakura," says Kakashi, "guard the old man with all your might. I read something about this back in the day. Seems these ice users have went extinct. I guess it's just her." Kakashi says. He then says, "Look, a bunch of images of her will come through the glasses and loads of spikes will come out. So all I need you guys to do is defend this man with your life." And then Kakashi says to Naruto, "If you're so strong, make sure to break through this ice." Naruto says, I'm on it, boss. Sasuke then reads some signs. He says, Fireball Jutsu. Boom! A raging fireball goes to the ice, but it seems to do nothing. Then Haku, a bunch of images of her seem to be flying through each other and to be throwing needles at them. They seem to be guarding them at first, but more needles seem to be coming and coming. Pause. But Naruto then stops them. But Naruto is stopping them with ease. Even the more they come, like it's nothing. Kakashi says to Naruto, Naruto, hurry up and stop this. We can't take no more. Look at Sasuke. Sasuke seems to be hurt as he is protecting both Sakura and the old man. Sakura is watching as Sasuke slowly dies pretty much. He's getting impaled by so much. Naruto says, that's my teammate. Uses a zap. Uses electricity to guard him around from all of the needles. And then throws his hammer through one of the ices. Haku then shouts, he says, How did you break through my ice? Naruto then grabs Sasuke and throws him out of that hole he made. He says the same with the rest. Kakashi says, Naruto, I'm staying here with you. Naruto says, alright. Then Naruto keeps breaking as much holes as possible in the glass until he hits Haku. Haku seems to fly apart. Naruto says, I got him. Boom! He throws his hammer up high in the air, and it hits Haku right in the jaw, causing Haku to fall to the ground. Naruto grabs the hammer, and places it on Haku's back. Says Haku, I guess this fight is over, he says. He laughs, he says, you're dead. But, not on my hands at least. Naruto says, you might have some hefty, some hefty information of the mist since you did travel with Zabuza. Naruto says to Kakashi, is it okay? He asked Kakashi, is it okay if we take Haku back with us for questioning? Naruto says. Kakashi looks at Naruto. He says, Naruto, you seem stronger than you are, and smarter. Smarter and stronger than you look. I'm not gonna cap, but you kind of just look like a musclehead. Naruto says, that's not my question. Kakashi says, yes, we'll take her back from questioning. Good idea, Naruto. I guess I will be putting you in the Chunin exams. Of course And then Naruto says, of course you will. I am the strongest one in the leaf after all. Kakashi laughs. He says, you're a bit cocky, kid. Naruto then say nothing. They make it back to the Leaf Village, and Naruto passes up Haku. He then says to the people, he says, this man has much information. To Minato in his face, he says, I'm giving you this as a ninja, not as your son. Minato slaps him and says, I'm not your son. Kakashi then steps in and says, hey, Minato, even if you don't deem him as your son, doesn't mean you should be hitting him. Understand this, Naruto saved us all of our lives today, and in a grave enemy of the Leaf, such as Zabuza. So I think you should appreciate it, says Kakashi to Minato. Minato then says to Kakashi, look, I appreciate what you've done for us, Kakashi, but Naruto, I don't want to hear that word out your mouth. I don't want to hear you calling anybody father, because you're a worthless child. Give us Haku, and then we'll be with it. Naruto drops Haku on the floor and walks out. He slams the door shut. Kakashi walks out right after. He says, but as the Kakashi's walking out, he says, dumb move, Minato. Then Kakashi walks out. Minato then says, dumb move. What does he mean? A worthless kid like that could definitely not take down Zabuza. Whatever he says, he was probably just trying to help out that kid. Kakashi is a nice soul, I guess. And on that note, we are going to end off the video. So yeah, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be updated on my daily uploads. Link down in the description down below for Marx Spade, who made my thumbnail, many other thumbnails from before, and my banner. So yeah, please go down below in the description and check him out. So yeah, peace out.